welcome to Big V TV pre-season, heading right around the league, talking about all the clubs and their prospects for season 2013. Exciting times ahead, looking forward to it. The team's here ready to go, and we are heading out to Mill Park, Whittlesea. Yep. I'll tell you what, it is exciting out at Whittlesea at the moment because they talk a good game, but they back it up. They enjoyed some finals last season. The crowd gets out there with their 647 air horns, by the way, which is great. Thank you. I just got my left eardrum back about 2 weeks ago.
You want a good atmosphere, you go to a game at Whittlesea, it's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. They've really worked on that the last couple of years, and it's quite something.
I went overseas for 6 weeks, and I was rude as anything to everyone I met because I couldn't hear them. I literally could not hear for 3 months after that final. Whittlesea, lots going on, and they've got aspirations, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
Tell us about what they're aiming to do.
Well, they are really concentrating in their 2 youth teams about bringing through a lot of kids. They've topped up both of their #1 teams with, you know, a few people from here and there because they've got state champ on their radar for 2014.
Yep.
They've stated that very strongly. That's where we want to be.
And I like the setup out at Mill Park. Big stand, lots of people. Yeah. And you go down into those rooms, feels like the old Waverley days.
Oh, like that.
You go down underneath, all that sort of stuff.
It's
so
cool in there.
It is. It's a good setup. It is really good.
Cool.
And when they fill that stand, wow, pretty loud. Yeah. Let's have a look at the Youth League women to start off with.
New coach.
New coach. Daryl Air comes into the team. Is it Daryl Air or Darrell Air?
Probably Darrell.
That's an in-joke if you didn't see Daryl. Whittlesea joke.
Where's he popped up from?
It is familiar, you're right.
Craigieburn women, maybe?
Ooh, not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. They finished 6th last season with a 7-11 record. That was in Youth Women 2, of course, which now becomes 1.
I think they were really disappointed with that record. They had high hopes pre-season. They thought they were
championship contenders.
Definitely championship contender, and I don't know.
They weren't really their best.
They were a bit up and down.
Yeah,
they had some great games, but then they also obviously had some bad.
Didn't really gel as a team, did they, all that well?
If you're after a car out Whittlesea Way, head out to South Marine Toyota because they're sponsoring this team. So go and buy a car from them. Only 4 players remain from last year's team. The team's still being finalised. Many of the girls are coming from local competitions and a number of the under-20s Pacers team as well. But we do have some retirements or players that have moved on, Beth.
Yeah, it's not too sure if they're retired or just popping up somewhere else. Emma? Lauren Newman and Courtney Newman, the sisters there, that's a big loss for them. They were very strong last year. Nadia Valenti, also a big loss for them. I think she's going somewhere else. Rebecca Noviello and Lillian Campion.
So we wish those players well, but they won't be with the Pacers. What can we expect?
Well, by looking at absolutely. By from what Beth said, they've just lost a whole heap of their strongest players. But from what they've also said, most of the girls are going to be coming from their local domestic competitions and from their under-20s VJBL rep side. So they are rebuilding. With their senior side looking to push up. They want to get that pathway in place, and to do that, you've got to be bringing up your own locals and stuff. So
that's right.
Rebuild for Whittlesea Youth League women, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Finals, yes or no?
No, I don't think
I don't think so. Not finals this time.
As we said, rebuilding. It's alright.
No.
Let's have a look at the Division 1 women, and they were a finalist last season, won that first semi, bowed out the week later. 14-5 record. They certainly were one of the front runners for much of the season. Shannon Bodley's back there to coach again. I think that's his 3rd year in charge at Whittlesea.
Getting better every season as well.
Oh, definitely.
As a coach, I think he came in a very solid coach, but now he's up there as one of the best in the league.
They've got some big ins at Whittlesea as well.
Huge ins.
Take us through them.
Alright, we've got Jay Charles from Diamond Valley, so that's a massive in. 2
young gun.
She won every single award in youth women.
Rookie season.
That's right. You've got Hayley Cooper coming across from Craigieburn.
Has been out for at least a season, maybe a couple of seasons.
Steph Elizabeth Clark from Hume City.
Been out for at least 1 season from memory.
One, I think.
Yeah, just one.
But really solid player.
Won a championship with Werribee, I think, from memory, going back in late 2000.
Oh, that's way before our time.
I said late.
Marie Dwine from Melbourne Uni. Tracy Chewsley. Not sure where she's from. Maddie Campbell.
Tracy Chewsley, Craigieburn, she played a bit there. Not sure about out of Hume City, but I'll tell you now, Tracy Chewsley, from memory, has probably retired a couple of times too. So they've coerced her.
It's difficult for us women to play,
Oh, absolutely. No, Kel tells me about it all the time.
Yeah.
We've got. Here's another good
You
thing.
men, you just go to training, you come home, everything's done for you. The women still have to cook and clean and work and look after
Oh,
kids.
it's not the 50s.
Blah, blah,
We all
blah,
help out.
blah,
Yeah, sure
Okay,
you
Julia.
do.
We all help.
We move.
We all help out.
So, was someone else talking then? Or?
Yeah, Maddie Campbell from Diamond Valley, really good solid pickup.
Yep.
I would assume that she's friends with Jay and has gone across. And Carly Simons from Eltham.
That's a big
Carly
sign.
Egan.
Yes.
That's right.
Carly.
So, just based on
Would
that.
Shannon have coached her when she was at Eltham?
Probably,
I think so, yeah.
probably. Just based on that, that's 4, 5, 6. That's 7 ins.
Mhm.
Now that is almost
The team.
turning a team over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Turning a team over. Who's out?
No, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Jodie Impey has down retired. Not too
No,
sure.
she's playing at Keilor.
Yeah, there we go.
So she's gone to Keilor and will play this season at Keilor. She officially had, I think it was about a 9-day, 3-hour, 47-minute retirement. So she's definitely playing
That's
at
good that she's
Keilor.
still in the league.
We'll
Fantastic.
tear up Disney.
Yeah,
I agree.
definitely.
Adriana Can off to play netball.
Mhm.
Sarah Johnson travelling overseas. Melissa Rofe just not playing.
That's a big loss,
Yeah,
Melissa
She's
Rowe.
quite good.
Yeah,
Rofe.
and I think she was she was a junior to come through there. I think
so.
Melissa Rowe. So that's a big loss, and I think a few of the spectators there will be disappointed she's not playing this season.
Jessica Boyd also not playing, and Melissa Adams retired.
So there you go. There's 7 in and 6 out. For mine right now, front runners. They are title favourites right now. Whittlesea and D1 Women Elite.
Yep.
They're up there.
Yeah.
They're looking pretty good, I reckon.
I mean,
Top two.
they've added a lot of players. The key thing for Shannon, and Shannon's no deal, he knows this, he's got to try and find some minutes for
That's
all of them
right.
now, and that's going to be tough.
Could
And
that be
look-
their downfall, maybe?
Look, potentially it could be. I think one thing that they're going to have to do is play a lot of pre-season games.
Yeah.
I think it's important when you get so many players coming in from different areas. You try and, they have entered the tournament, which is fantastic. You want to get as many games under your belt. So when you hit the ground running in round one, it's not like the first time everyone's playing
Quite right.
competitive matches together.
Well, I got stung in 2011, I think, with a really slow start, just
Yeah, that's
absolutely snail pace,
You're
and
right.
it caught them because they missed out on finals by a game or two.
Well, they were a lot better last season.
Last year they came out of the blocks
Yeah.
and they were ready to go,
That's
and I think their record was reflective of that pre-season prep.
Yeah, I think on the minutes side of things, lots of good players, quality players, and like I said, Shannon's no deal. He'll know. It comes down to player management now. You've got to try and keep them all up all the time, all playing their role. He needs to make sure that all of those players play a role, that they're role players, they're
And I
team
think
players.
anytime you have a team that's going to be one of the title favourites, that means because they probably do have more strong players than most people. That's
Yeah.
why people think they're going to win. So that's the job of the coach, and I'm sure Shannon can do that.
And I think for what they're doing right here, I've got every belief and confidence that we're going to see the paces up in Championship Women in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
I think they will all, or none of those players will have come in expecting to get 35 plus minutes.
No,
They will know they're
I
part
think
of
they
a
would have had
system.
that communication. Yeah.
Yeah, they're part of a system. They'll probably win the title and they'll look to elevate
Yep.
next season.
For mine,
exciting.
they're the
Yeah.
front runners. I
Yeah.
think that they're right up there. Everyone agree?
No,
Let's move on to the Championship men's team. Ross Mould's back there coaching again. 12 and 10 last season, finished
Didn't he-
4th.
All right. Yep.
What were we going to say? Oh, sorry, you're going to
You're
do
going to do the youth men's.
Sorry, I take that back.
Okay.
We'll come back to
It's
that.
all right.
We'll
You're
come
just
back to
all
that.
over the
Just
shop.
a
If you could
teaser.
just follow
Four
some
and-
sort of process.
4 and 18, the Pacers last season. They finished 11th in Youth League Men. Des Radislavic is back there coaching again.
Yep.
Riley Johnson comes in from Bulleen. Kane Malloy goes up to the D1 team. Good elevation there. What can we expect from the Pacers?
I think this team going to be strong.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think they missed out on Vicky Champ by a whole lot. They were.
No, they were close.
They were-
Don't forget their 4 and 18. Oh, what was it?
4
4 and 18
yeah.
record
Yeah.
was in state youth champ.
Yeah.
And that's
very
just
tough
leading
tough
actually.
competition.
Yeah.
Diamond Valley,
Yeah.
Melbourne. Yeah.
So they're going to be more than competitive in Youth League One, and Des has got his boys on point. He's a passionate leader, and they all play for him. So I think they'll be right up there.
I think Des is one of the strongest youth coaches in the Big V.
Yeah, I agree.
Certainly the most passionate.
Yeah,
Yep.
when you speak on the I think he's got a real vision for this group of kids coming through.
Yeah.
I think probably if he had his way, that they would have been up in Victorian Youth
Yeah.
Championship, and if they would have finished in that top 8, he would have probably wanted them to be kept there. So, I think they're going to be one of the teams to be in Youth 1 this season. In what we've already said is going to be a close competition, and I look forward to seeing how this group goes.
Yeah.
So Youth 1 finals?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
I think we all agree on that.
Yeah,
Expensive
title
paces
contender.
there.
Yeah, definitely. No,
Yeah.
I agree with Rose there, definitely.
D1 men, as we said, Ross Mole is the coach, 12 and 10 last season, 4th. They got into the finals. There were times during the season where we were sitting back really talking up.
They were on a roll.
Yep, and then they did have that patch where they dropped off, and I think they lost a handful or something like that.
With 2 or 3 minutes to go, weren't they leading Camberwell in their?
I think you're right.
In their semi-final, like
I
it was
think
an
you're right.
elimination
Yep.
crossover final, and that
Yep.
was 4v1.
4v1.
And they were this close to knocking out the number 1 seed in the first round of the finals. So this team can play.
Well,
And-
they sit on top of the ladder for quite a while,
Yeah,
I
they did.
think. Yeah.
And not only that, they've really worked to strengthen their group with just a couple of little changes, a couple of tweaks. I think is the best way to put it down for Whittlesea. A couple of big ins rails, certainly one at the moment.
Petridis from Eltham.
Yeah.
Right. Is that the biggest in Div 1?
That's right.
D1
There's
men,
a
it's
lot,
up there.
but
There's a lot of
it's a big
players.
one.
But
That's a big in.
for me, and like I've said, Callum and I have had this conversation a lot since Whittlesea have announced them. If I had to pick a state championship side and I had to pick 12 players, I would easily pick Petridis in a state championship side. I think he can flat out play, and I think that this is what, as you know, I had my little crush on the Whittlesea team during the season. I followed them the whole way through. I think they did well. I think you add him into that team, and for me, especially on that side, I think they're going to absolutely dominate. And they're a really good chance for top of the ladder on that conference that they're in.
For whatever reason, for mine with Petridis,
Yep.
Whittlesea's game, Eltham's loss.
Big loss.
No doubt.
And an import to be announced at the moment.
Well, Darrell Waters is
Is it Darrell?
Oh, Daryl Waters. Sorry, sorry, I always do that. It's Daryl Waters. He's departed. We won't be seeing him.
Look, I think he was
He was okay
He was
last
okay,
Yeah.
but I think they're probably going to try and go
better.
better.
Yeah, he was a good defensive player.
I don't think they need one.
Well,
They think they would still be top 2.
I think they need a
without
big.
import.
I think they need a big. They need a big guy who's going to fill up the lane. They had a lot of young, they weren't true centres, and they need just one big bloke to really fill the middle.
And let's not forget, they've still got the Dirks brothers.
Absolutely, very good place. Steve Dahlstrom, by the way, has retired. Whittlesea men, where do we think they're going to finish in D1 men? In their conference,
Top 2.
I think they should be up there.
Yeah,
I think
definitely
finals for sure.
without a question.
Can I just say we have tipped all but their youth women to
Make
sit
finals.
top 2.
And their youth women are going through a massive rebuild, so
Yeah.
what an exciting season it's
Yeah.
shaping up to be at
Absolutely,
Whittlesea.
yeah. They've done the work off court and they've got a plan, and I'm loving what they're doing.
Probably the only negative to what you just said
Yeah.
is it's us 5 that have
Yeah.
We got
You want to
no
hope we're
idea what
right,
talking
guys.
about. Good luck to Whittlesea. Certainly some exciting times coming in season 2013. It's pre-season. It's Big VTV. There's the Whittlesea Pacers. Next team coming up shortly.